So hello there everybody, Dodgee Gamer here, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another Dodgee retro episode, Broken Sword. We're continuing with George's adventure on the streets of Paris. We've come to Montfaucon after having spoken to Andre Lobineau. Last time we got a clue that led us here. Let's have a look, we finally got a clown to interact with and a manhole cover. I think George has a tool for that. And we've also got this old guy to have a chat with as well. So let's start right there.
Excuse me, officer.
Officer? I didn't know he was a policeman. Okay, so what are we going to ask him about? Let's start with Khan.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say?
Oh. I did wonder if I should say that I believe you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
George didn't worry about being polite there, telling the old veteran. Is that all you can say? Or...
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have
Well,
seen
George,
the
got a problem with
Parisian
authority,
traffic?
have
No.
you?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
Poor guy looks a bit bamboozled.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
There you go, George, he got you.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
Okay, nice one, you deserve that, George. Let's try and shake this guy's hand.
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
Oh, George, you're such a spoilsport sometimes.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no!
Then please put yours away.
You deserve that, George.
Look at this gem.
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long.
I like the kind of self-analytical humour of the game there. So aside from a couple of clever put-downs, nothing else to come out of that conversation.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Why not, George? Social distancing. I'll just go and stand in front of this clown
I
instead.
couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Let's talk to the clown first, and then we'll do the sewer.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui.
Oh, doesn't look like a very happy clown.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist.
They're all
A
artists.
master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders. Plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Okay, well, George, he's certainly given a bit of attitude to the Parisians today.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
Real cloud priest, Sir George, you are. Eh?
Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
You haven't asked him about
What
the
do you
Knights
know
Templar.
about the Knights Templar?
Le Templier? Ah, the last Grand Master, Jacques Dumoulin, was burned on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Perhaps we should read that board over there as well. Wonder what happens if we show the clown nose. Well, let's try and shake his hand first.
It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands.
He's a clown. He's done it a million times before.
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
No, if so, you would be a much better jongleur.
For a moment, an idea capered around near the spotlight of my attention, but fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it.
So we've got to do something with the clown nose.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
A red nose, and now grease paint. You are sure you are not a clown?
Well, I was distracted by the idea again. Caper, caper, caper. Plummet. Nope. Gone again.
I'm not sure what he's getting at there.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Right, let's try the sewer key and see where we get.
Hey you! What do you think you are doing?
Policeman didn't like that
Leave
idea.
that cover alone. Now,
Sorry, no harm intended.
you stay away from that.
So we need to get rid of the policeman. Let's talk to him again, see if we get anything.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
The clown nose has come up again.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing, and not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plain-clothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it.
Okay, so
I'll see you around.
Oui,
we have to go
monsieur.
back to the juggler.
I'll be
Okay.
there.
The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job, I had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass.
Dear me, George is definitely still a bit cranky. Must be
Hi
pining for
again.
Nico.
Oui? What is it this time?
See again, the nose has come up.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No. I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
Oh, there we go. He's using the red nose. Got a reaction from the
The
crowd this
juggler
time.
was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury.
Well, he left one of them.
Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Probably because he finished his Sauvignon as well. Alright. So we got rid of them.
There was a small crowd of 5 sightseers. It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that?
Are you on vacation at the moment, George? Anyway. Let's get this sewer open. I guess we don't need to get rid of the general public to do that. Suppose we could read the board, but we'll come back to that later. Now let's go down into the sewer. Right, so what have we got here? We've got a boat with some kind of device on it, and 3 doorways and a passage. Let's go and have a look. Sinister music as well. Second time in the sewers in this game, isn't it?
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
Okay, well, obviously medieval French. You've got to work on that, George, if you're going to go on holiday to Paris. Okay, that's interesting. That's released a chain. So what happens with the chain? Can we attach it to one of these doors, maybe?
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The wall seemed in very poor condition. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
Okay. Is this where the sewer key? Remember in Ireland we used it to jam it into the wall.
It was time for some brutal destruction.
There we go. Sewer key's great for
Hey!
one-liner jokes.
That's hollow! I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. There was some sort of mechanism hidden inside the wall, with a lever in the middle of it.
Well, they've got a chain to hang you with there, George.
Here
You've got to be
goes.
careful.
The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap.
I guess we need the chain. Right. All very conveniently placed, these boats. There was one for Nico earlier as well. Okay, well we haven't been round the corner yet. My curiosity's just dragging me around there first. Okay, so we've got Hanged Man here. And a door to look at.
The door was a handsome piece of work. I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
Okay, maybe we need to come here later, so let's return to the hole in the wall that we just opened. Alright, so we're inside. What do we have here?
The door mechanism was trashed. It would take a blacksmith or an engineer to do anything with that. Boy, had I ever made a mess of that door.
Whoopsie doopsie. And what have we got here? some little pee-pee hole to spice it.
In the beginning was the end.
Oh, that made me jump.
An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss
We
of
know
the
this guy
manuscript,
from
our
the
search
hotel.
is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must
Plot
have
twist.
left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Wow.
And then they all leave by boat instead of taking the stairs. Okay, wow, lots of plot twists there. We can see the journal is flashing away vigorously. Okay, I guess we come and check it out now, so...
The water seemed to belong to an underground river or something. It was way too deep to belong to the catacombs.
Secret passage. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3 holes. It suggests tripod time. There we go.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
And I guess we're going to put the gemstone on there.
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays. And each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the left, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Well, they mentioned Syria. I think we have a clue there.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
That's
And
you,
how
George.
does the assassin
That's you,
fit into
Nico.
all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
So wait a minute. The Neo-Templars didn't realize the significance of where they were meeting, but they already figured out they need to go to Marib. Okay. Well, I think that's where we're going next.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
And that is indeed going to be the next episode, so thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you've enjoyed that big advancement in the plot today. Let's leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell for more retro gaming action. And I'm Dodgee Gamer, and I'll see you in Syria.